Is he going to be your quarterback next week, or would you consider?
Come on, what kind of question is that?
Look, he did not have a good game. I mean, I think it's a fair question.
There's a number of...
And just as I said, the Jets have not had a takeaway all season. From 57. He got it.
Not all wins are created equal. And this one was certainly less than. Math.
Avoids the sack until he can't.
The Denver Broncos went to London and defeated the New York Jets 13-11 in one of the ugliest, most disgusting, sloppiest, least satisfying wins I have ever watched. Let me say that in a way that the Brits will understand. It was
rubbish.
On top of
bollocks.
With a cucking. It was a cucking.
Fun working, cucks. What?
It's truly bollocks that the last time the Broncos and Jets played, it was exactly just as bad as this game. Will Lutz misses from 50. The Jets also miss a 50-yard field goal to end this game in the saddest way possible, losing by 1 point to a team with the fewest passing yards in a victory ever. And God bless Bo Nix, because my boner will last another week. This is just what happens when the Broncos and Jets play. Now, this Broncos game felt like Tim Tebow was the Broncos quarterback, except for the part where Tim Tebow was awesome at the end of the game. And I want to apologize to anyone who was at the game in London, especially Granny. Granny in a Tupac shirt. That's my Queen of England. That's my Queen of England. The Broncos have achieved something very rare. They made me feel worse about my team while winning a game, which means I can't imagine how bad Jets fans feel right now. Jets fans probably saw Mark Sanchez's mugshot drop today, and it made them yearn for the good old days. Sanchez was stabbed a week ago, of course, is facing felony jail time, and honestly has a brighter future than the
goddamn Jets
right now. Maybe it's fitting for this season, though, right? Not just for the Broncos or the Jets, but the entire league. I felt better about this Broncos team in their 2 losses against the Colts and Chargers than I have in their wins against the Titans and Jets. Barely beating shitty teams versus barely losing to good teams in which they never trailed in the fourth quarter. Likewise, the Jets felt pretty good in their near wins against the Steelers and Buccaneers, but they are now 0-6 and they need to bench Justin Fields and hilariously call the Giants about trading for Russell Wilson.
Is he going to be your quarterback next week, or would you consider?
Come on, what kind of question is that?
Look, he did not have a good game. I mean, I think it's a fair question.
There's a number of...
Russell Wilson taking Justin's job 2 years in a row is why I will start believing in God. My ugliest win ever is the Jets' new, real, seriously, new, worst game ever. Holy shit, it was bad. And unlike most of these episodes now, that is not hyperbole. It's a worst ever. Justin Fields, -10 passing yards. That's the worst passing game in 27 years. Worst ever by a Jet.
When you're a Jet, you're a top cat in town.
Yeah, that drama nerd could have outthrown Justin Fields today. The Jets will never be the top cats in town. At least we both don't feel great about our team today. New Jersey, New York. Boo! Please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We crossed 804,000 subs during the Broncos-Jets live stream. We still need more. We got to get to 850 by the end of the season. I don't know. Who cares, right?
You want to kill each other? Kill each other. But you ain't gonna do it at my beat.
Today's episode is sponsored by Arena Club, my favorite place to buy, sell, and collect Pokemon cards.
Pikachu.
Just kidding. I think you all know how I feel about Pokemon. I use it for sports cards, specifically football. Arena Club is cool because it's made the card collecting and selling process easier than ever. You used to have to buy a box of cards or packs, open them, search for valuable cards, and then if you were serious, send them in for grading, and then to wait even longer so you could sell or hold on to your cards. At Arena Club, that happens instantly. You can decide to hold, sell, or have the card shipped to you directly. I opened a few slab packs and received instant offers from Arena Club, and I made money on Justin Jefferson and Caleb Williams right after acquiring them. Arena Club will make you an instant offer on any slab pack you open. One click, and you can cash in. With slab packs, you can rip a wide range of packs starting at $25 and up. Every pack has grails that are at least 20x the price of the pack. And don't take my word for it, I'm not just a user of Arena Club, I'm the president. Okay, maybe it's Derek Jeter started it, but I do keep all my valuable cards right here in my jacket. Remember these guys? Remember these? Hot gun cards? These were my favorite when I was a kid. Anyway, Arena Club is the most trusted name in the game. They offer full transparency, showing every card in the pack with the likelihood of pulling each one, so you know exactly what's available before you buy. You can build your own digital showroom where you can trade, sell, auction, or retrieve your physical card from the Arena Club vault. So yes, the packs that you open are digital, but the cards are real. They will send them to you. They are yours once you acquire them. Right now, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/TGS, link in the description, and use my code TGS. I use Arena Club, and if you're into cards, you should too. The good news is the Broncos won, right? The better news is nobody is talking about high knees after the Broncos plane ride across the pond.
Treatment on the plane. I was walking up and down the aisles. Everybody was knocked out. I was doing high knees and working on my legs and everything else.
The bad news, I have to give you a quick recap of how this game found its conclusion at 13-11. The other good news is this is not even close to the worst -11 for, never mind. The third play of the game for the Broncos, fumble. It was a fumble to the Jets. Troy Franklin coughed it up after getting a first down, and quite frankly, I'm over his inability to handle the football. Denver's defense, though, deserves a winning D because they held the Jets to 2 field goals despite that fumble and a big kick return for the Jets that put the defense in a terrible spot. The Jets had great field position for most of the game, and the Broncos only gave up 3 field goals. Bo Nix's final passing stat line is nothing to write home about, but at the half, he was 11-13 for 101 yards and a TD. Almost all of that production, though, came in the first fucking quarter. In fact, their wide-open touchdown pass to Nate Atkins came with 0 seconds left in the first. There's no greater middle finger to football fans than seeing no touchdowns happen after the first quarter. And the funniest part, the funniest part of this game, is the halftime report on the NFL Network. They cut into the halftime show, and because there were no highlights from the first half, they simply replayed the Nate Atkins touchdown like 3 or 4 times in a row. They always lead into the halftime show with a bunch of highlights from the game. They just replayed the same stupid touchdown. Oh, you can't make it up. Stock down, Sean Payton as a play caller.
I think they had 80-some yards total offense. Our defense was outstanding today.
Now, he dials up a few nice moments in the game, but with his QB, Bo Nix, this offense is yet to play a full game this season. I swear to Christ, they have one great quarter every game, and then are riddled with 3-and-outs and baffling mistakes or penalties.
The pre-snap fouls, the holding, false start.
Handing off to the fullback on 3rd and 10. Regardless, it was a 10-9 ball game in the second half, and after a tremendous special teams play where the Jets downed the ball at the 3, the Broncos took a fucking safety on a Garrett Bowles holding penalty in the end zone. New York took the lead on a safety. And if Denver didn't do that, the Jets would have simply accepted offensive pass interference on that same play, which was also on Troy Franklin. After the safety, Denver settled for a field goal somewhere, and then just kept sacking Justin Fields until the Jets gave up. New York had 2.5 minutes to get into field goal range to win. They got close. And then Justin Fields sacked his team away from having any chance to win. And that's how this shit show ended. Jonathan Cooper sacked. Stock up. Let's hit on the one positive note for me and the Broncos. And I want to acknowledge that the Denver defense was completely on fire for just about this entire game. And here's really the only stat that matters. The Jets finished with -10 passing yards for the entire game. Fields passed for 45 yards. He was sacked 9 times for 55 yards, so you can do the math there. Wait, I'll do it for you. 45 minus 55 is how close I am to being 6'8". Nick Bonito had 2.5 sacks that probably should have counted for full ones, but Jonathan Cooper had a pair plus 4 pressures, and we were reminded this is the best edge rushing duo in the NFL, and if you think otherwise, you're a silly nanny, as the Brits would say. You've got your head in your fanny. Nick is the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year, and the only way you could justify otherwise is saying the voters wouldn't vote for a Bronco 2 years in a row. They did it to Jokic, so anything is possible. Well, not anything. Not the Jets offense looking competent. The Denver defense, though, had 15 quarterback hits in addition to the 9 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss, 4 passes defended, a couple by Hufanga, I believe. He definitely had a few tackles for a loss, but hey, New York, at least we had Granny in a Tupac shirt. And if Tupac is still alive, he's working on a new track called -10. Now, I do want to say the Jets defense played a hell of a game. Jermaine Johnson got the lone sack, and I felt like Jammin' Sherwood was in on every tackle in this game. Your defense held J.K. Dobbins to just 40 rushing yards, his lowest and most ineffective rushing game of the season. So, that's good, New York. Stock way up the Jets special teams. That massive kick return set up a field goal. Nick Folk made all 3 of his kicks. You converted a fake punt, down the ball at the 2, and the Jersey boys had numerous good returns in this game. So many, I'm officially worried about the Broncos coverage units. Losing Burn, Sean Payton noting his wife could see the Jets fake punt coming.
I think my wife knew it was going to be a fake. I mean...
Sean really insulted his wife and his special teams in one sentence. I wish you could be that efficient with your play calling, Sean. Winning stat, the Broncos have 30 sacks through 6 games, becoming just the second team since the year 2000 to do that. How bad was Justin Fields? Well, his stock's way down. Did Justin Fields give us the worst quarterback performance ever? I think he's a contender. I know you want to blame the offensive line for 9 sacks, but Justin Fields, I swear to God, starred in that horror movie with Halle Berry, Never Let Go, because he never let go of the fucking football.
Never let go.
I've seen testicular cancer get rid of balls more quickly than Fields. Seriously, check your testicles regularly. Not only is it important for early detection, it's also fun. Fields' best terrible stat was his 9 completions. I've seen quarterbacks win with 9 completions in this league. Hell, I mentioned Tim Tebow earlier, who I watched beat the Chiefs with just 2 completions. I've never seen a quarterback win with -10 passing yards, though. The record for fewest passing yards in a win belongs to the Washington Redskin Potatoes, who beat the Steelers in 1955 with -3 passing yards. That was 70 years ago, though. Back when the league had players who were also World War II vets. The only war Fields has been in is the one he wages on his offensive line every week. Justin Fields had 0 pocket awareness time and time again throughout the game. He was late on a ton of throws that would have otherwise resulted in completions. He was off target. And the one time he took a shot deep on Riley Moss, it was over the wrong shoulder and uncatchable. Garrett Wilson was leading the AFC in every significant receiving category before the game. After watching this game, I genuinely have no idea how that happened this year. I know you've got a tough task with Denver's defense, but there were so many self-inflicted mistakes on the part of Fields that cost them the game. I also think Aaron Glenn should have worked him into the run game a little more. He had 7 carries for 31 yards, which in this stalemate of a game was basically what a 200-yard rusher would look like in a normal football game. But it felt like Fields was picking up steam in the 3rd quarter. And then they just kept him in the pocket too many times. Hence the inordinate number of sacks. 9. Did I mention the 9 sacks in this game? Yes, I did. Did I say the Broncos had more sacks than the Jets had first downs? No, but that shit's also true. The only thing that was worse than Justin Fields today was my chair, which broke in the 1st quarter of my live stream. I gotta get a new chair. Oh my God. Oh no, my chair's broken, guys. Oh, fuck! No, guys, my chair, it's all the way broken. No, we got a flag. My chair's broken.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
stock down, the Broncos injuries. Denver suffered an injury on the offensive line for the first time since 2023. Offensive guard Ben Shagadelic Powers was out of the lineup in this game, and the line felt his absence. I thought the Broncos changing of their guard was a nice way to honor London. Turns out the city saw it as a form of disrespect and unleashed Jack the Ripper on us as retaliation. Metaphorically, of course, because Jack the Ripper terrorized sex workers, and the Broncos would never be confused for sex workers because we have no fucking clue how to score, okay? New guard Matt Pert got whistled for a false start and 2 holding penalties. He was also getting cooked in pass pro, and I think that's a major reason the Broncos only threw the ball twice in the third quarter. They just didn't trust the pocket. And it's honestly a miracle Bo Nix was sacked just once in this game. Naturally, it was at the worst time, and it made that last drive a nail-biter, but it didn't matter in the end. Still, Denver has to figure out a real solution at guard until Powers gets healthy. What I find concerning is we finally saw what Bo Nix looks like if his pass protection isn't perfect all damn game.
Just hands it off, and they're just going to go and play defense.
He's not Justin Fields bad. He's not, but ineffective to say the least. Stock down, British-American relations. I have to imagine after that game it's roughly where it was in 1812 when the British burned down the White House. The U.S. Embassy in London absolutely must lock their doors tonight because we delivered them a massive stinker in Tottenham. We must seek diplomacy in these tense times, and I am extending a friendly hand to the Brits, okay? I deeply apologize for the insane tariffs our president placed on NFL offenses this week. I will be making some calls to get them lifted. Stock down, Jets, and their clock management. I've never been more baffled at the at an end of the half situation.
So wondering what is happening in London, and so are the American announcers.
Trailing just 10-6, the Jets started to finally move the ball. They successfully faked a punt early in the drive to convert, and after that, it seemed like they had no interest in trying to score before halftime. They ran out of timeouts and they ran out of time. They were too scared to even attempt a long field goal, and on 4th down with the clock winding, they opted to do nothing. An 0-5 team with nothing to lose decided to do nothing in hopes of losing, I guess. How they didn't throw a Hail Mary here is beyond baffling. Garrett Wilson was visibly upset at Aaron Glenn, who's having a nightmare start to his tenure in New York. And finally, the final stock down, the importance of turnovers. The Broncos haven't forced a turnover in 3 games, and they've won all of them, allowing just 3 points, 17 points, and 11 points. They're -2 in turnover differential in those 3 wins. So what I'm learning is that turnovers actually do not matter at all. The Jets got their first turnover of the entire season, won the turnover battle, even though this was definitely a catch and fumble, and they still lost. But hey, at least we all had Granny in her Tupac shirt, right? It was an ugly win, but the Broncos won. So if I can quote Tupac, I don't give a fuck.
Never let go.
Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. You gotta subscribe on YouTube.